Okay.
When you guys initially decided to do what was called the Brewfest, what was the vision behind it? Like, why with we have so many neighborhood festivals, but not too many on the South Side. Right. What made you decide to start the Brewfest?
Well, that's exactly it. We had heard from customers of ours, many of whom would go attend Beer Fest on the North Side. Mm-hmm. Why can't we do something like this in our own neighborhood? So you started to see some of that with some of the Celebrate Hyde Park events that when Roy Ayers and War would perform. And we were a part of that doing the craft beer vending. But we realized that I think we wanted to feel like we wanted to do something of our own that kind of had our own DNA, our own energy for our own generation, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so we thought that the Brewfest could be that. And so as a part of one of the last Celebrate Hyde Park events, we renamed the craft beer sampling the Hyde Park Brewfest. And from there, it was born.
Right. And one of the things that I really appreciate about this event, having attended, is it does feel like a block party or a neighborhood event. It's very rooted in the community. When you guys decided to do that, you intentionally brought in brands and vendors that were specific to the community. Was that part of the initial intention?
Absolutely, because we wanted this to be of the community, from the community, right? And ultimately for the community. And so we wanted to be connected to smaller entrepreneurs, people that are, selling wares out of their homes or online and kind of bring them to the street. We wanted to bring local, food vendors or folks that, have food trucks or doing kind of thing around town. We wanted to bring that in there. And then we wanted to bring the essence of, kind of the South Side and what the essence of that with the DJs and all that, all the music that we have. We wanted to bring that kind of sense to it. Right. Because there not been a really Southside Street Fest, if you will, organic Southside Street Fest. And so, we wanted to make sure that DNA was layered in, even from some of the shirts we sold, like in the early years, we sold I Am Hyde Park t-shirts, right? Because it kind of connected to that DNA of what it meant for us, at least for me growing up. And, I know Dave, Jeff growing up in and around Hyde Park on 53rd Street. It just had that energy that we wanted to create and enjoying that in the city.
And it really promotes that sense of community that I don't think is promoted in media, that there is community here on the South Side of Chicago. And I think that's one of the beauties of, festivals like yours and Chosen Pew and Silver Room, is that it breaks that stereotype that, we're kind of these out on our own kind of things. We're community here. This year, you guys made a decision to start charging, but you also brought an incredible lineup. And obviously, I know from experience, there at some point, you guys have to start charging. But I got to ask, because, the people want to know, what made you guys say, now, what, we got to start charging for this event?
Well, I think I don't look at it as quote unquote charging, right? I look at it more as it's a ticketed event. And the reason we did is because when 53rd Street, it just was, the event got too big for the street. And we tried to think about what it would look like if we extended down towards Woodlawn, but because of the Sophie Hotel and our desire to honor businesses in the community, it became difficult for us to extend past Dorchester. And so that was one thing. We knew we had to move the event. And so then last year when we tried to do it, we wanted to move it to the Midway. And we decided, because it's in a park now, we can enclose it. We can limit the entrances and exits to help people feel safer, right? We can control who comes in and who comes out. And especially as our world has gotten just a lot different than it had been, say, the past 5 years. So that was part of it. So then we fast forward to this year, I began to think during COVID about the longevity of the event and how can this event be sustainable for the long term. And for me, it meant taking its natural next evolution to making it more of a ticketed music fest, like other, like Lollapalooza, like One Music Fest, like, other kind of fests. And so that was the next evolution. And so, our thinking was, look, if we're going to ask people to pay something to get in the doors, we have to make sure we over deliver for the value that we're offering. And so that's why we, did put this level of talent on stage, because we want people to say, look, yes, I'm paying XYZ dollars, but look how much more I'm getting for those dollars that we're paying. That's why we structured it the way we did.
Right. And I remember when Chosen Few went from a free event to a paid event, the reality is putting on a festival incurs costs, not going beyond the talent. You know, we're talking insurance, we're talking logistics, you're talking chairs and porta potties and things like that. And I don't think people realize there's a significant cost in putting on, you know, a quality and safe event.
It is. It is.
Did you guys, and with everything now, I'm sure cost increased.
Well, exactly. So let's. I'll do the Alan King. Use the Alan King line, right? Alan King line. It was. Do you know how much the fence costs? Right.
That's right.
You know, so the fence is significant, and so yes, there are a lot of costs. The cost of ambulances and medical teams. The cost of you know, aside from staging and sound and all those kind of things, they're cost related. Mm-hmm. And when you look at most of the drivers in the things that we have to provide for, they're driven by labor costs and fuel costs. Labor costs are higher because companies are having to pay more for staff, and fuel costs are higher to be able to transport whatever we need to get it to the site. I mean, think about generators that are being fueled by diesel fuel. Well, diesel fuel is upwards of $8 a gallon. So, you know, so these are the costs that we have to think about. And so making a ticketing event, asking people to contribute to that makes the event sustainable over the long term.
And the overwhelming thing that I've heard just amongst my peer group has been everybody's been fine with it because it supports a neighborhood event that they love, you know, so they've already seen the value in this event. This year, you guys have a knockout, just burst of talent from every R&B, house, hip hop. What inspired you? What was the intention behind the lineup that you guys curated this year?
So we wanted to, again, be true to our DNA of who we were, which is DJs, house and hip hop DJs, and Chicago DJs, because Chicago's, I think, has the best DJs in the world. Okay. So we wanted to be true to that. Then we wanted to expand something that could reach everybody, especially as the event is, again, thinking about the sustainability. The range of this event is, you know, people from, you know, in their late 50s, you know, who are the house heads, all the way down to folks that are in their 30s. Right. And so we want to give a good diversity of music. And so that's why we bring in a Busta Rhymes, right? Who's going to have a great show that, you know, speaks to folks of our generation. Then you talk about bringing Lupe Fiasco to do, you know, 15th anniversary of the Cool. Then you talk about bringing in Ashanti, right? The folks that are speaking to folks that are Gen X. But then you also, on the flip side, want to reach out to folks that like a little younger R&B. So that's where the Lucky Day and the AI go. So we wanted to just ensure that what we wanted, and that's it.
Can you talk about the community aspect of this festival? You guys support local entrepreneurs. You guys promote social justice programs or getting the community involved in, let's say, the upcoming election and things like that. What can people expect this year for the total experience of the SummerFest?
Well, I think let's start with our community partner. Our lead community partner is Boa Gives, which is the charitable arm of Boa Construction. And Boa Construction is a Black-owned construction company here in Chicago, and a great up-and-coming construction company here in Chicago that has partnered with us with our community outreach. And so we have decided to donate 5% of our ticket sales to community organizations and local public high schools. Boa has decided to match that donation as well. So basically 10% of every ticket that goes into that you buy is going to be going to local high schools. And that's important, especially with articles that are out now talking about how, you know, our schools in our community don't have the ability to fundraise like schools in other communities can. Right. So, you know, here you have two, you know, Black businesses that are coming together to provide that philanthropic, you know, benefit. So that's one part of it. The second part of it is we want to, again, have something where people, it's great to move people and have a good time. But we also have to continue to move people when it comes to other things. So it's had to be both and. And so we're thinking about how we thinking about, having like people at Chicago Votes come in and talk about the upcoming election, right? And talk about, hey, there's no, the day after the event, early voting goes wide for the city. So let's talk about, the fact that we need to be participating in this election. Having other community organizations out there talking about, like Link Unlimited Scholars, who we were both a part of, will be out there, recruiting and talking to alums and things of that nature. So it's a holistic kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That we just wanted to make just as a part of the community. And then, also thinking about the entrepreneurship side of it, we're trying to drive vendors. We try to use Black vendors. We try to, and everywhere we can, local vendors, so that we can create an economy where every dollar that's coming in, people know that it's circulating within their community. And then we're hiring nearly 350 people for the event. So that's another aspect of the community richness of the event.
Right. It's that ecosystem we always talk about and the importance of keeping that in place. And I think it's important that people know when they come to this event, you're supporting great causes, you're supporting entrepreneurs, local businesses, all in our community. So I think
we are. And the way how I talk about it is I say that, we've taken celebration and joy and we have corralled that into an economic engine that now benefits our community and philanthropically benefits our young people.
Right.
And so that's ultimately kind of what it is. I will make a note that we are having something very special when it comes to vendors. For the first time, Uncle Remus and Harold's will be vending in the same festival.
Oh,
so
Lord.
we will have a Chicago battle between who truly has the best fried chicken, Uncle Remus or Harold's.
That's going to be epic. I can't. That is going to be epic. I think people definitely want to know that, and they're going to enjoy themselves because that's been a long debate. And
as I understand it, they've never vended in the same event.
I don't ever recall that. Oh, that's going to be fun. First time. Well, I'm going to partake in that one.
and then Dave Jeff has put together a Chicago market, because we know a lot of people are concerned about moving off 53rd Street. We're putting together a Chicago market where we're bringing a number of elevated brands to come and to showcase their wares. Again, Black business owners, entrepreneurs who are coming to talk about all the great stuff that they're doing, and great things they're doing in the community. So that'll be another piece of the event that'll be really special.
Well, I think this is the beginning of kind of the new era of the SummerFest. So I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to seeing everybody. Everybody's already talking about it. It's like another reunion. And because coming back from COVID, I just, like I keep telling people, I feel that kind of excitement and anticipation. So
it's the true kickoff to the summer. I mean, that's this is kicking off the summertime shy the way it has been in previous years. It's a week later than usual, but that's okay. It's kicking off summertime shy. I'm really excited about it. A couple notes you want to say. One, make sure you take public transportation, or Lyft is a partner of ours. So make sure that you Lyft or take public transportation or Metro to the event. I think that's really, really, really important. Secondly, make sure you go to our website to check out the bag policies. Because of security, we're being a bit more stringent about what can be let into the event, similar to how you do a Soldier Field and other places. So make sure people go to the website to look at that information. The event is going to be cashless as well. So make sure event's going to be cashless. So, there'll be limited tickets on site. So you got to buy your ticket online before you get there. And we'll have QR codes for people to, scan and buy your ticket before you enter. If you're buying the day of, we encourage you to buy it beforehand. But the event will be cashless. We want to tell the narrative. We want to tell the story, because you're right. This is we want to share the positivity that is the South Side. So.
The Hyde Park SummerFest returns June 11th and 12th. With performances by Busta Rhymes, Ashanti, Lupe Fiasco, Janae Aiko, Lucky Day, BJ the Chicago Kid, and Marsha Ambrosius. With special performances by DJs Jay Illa, DJ Active, Mustafa Rocks, DJ RTC, Mike P, DJ BG, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Terry Hunter, Bulu Master, DJ Grilla, Malik Shabazz, Wild Child, and DJ Alicia. For tickets and more information on the SummerFest, visit their website at hydeparksummerfest.com. This is Danielle Sanders for the Chicago Defender.